people, you are welcome back to this channel. In our last demonstration, we looked at how NEPA supply can be supplied into a bungalow that has a single DB, whether the DB is a one-phase DB or a three-phase DB. In today's demonstration, we are going to look at the same bungalow when the bungalow has different apartments that will be occupied by different persons or different people. Now, we are assuming that the bungalow is going to have the same supply from the NEPA, from the pole, but inside the building, we will have two different distribution boards or consumer units, if you like. So, like I said before, this is our pole, this is our cutout, and I told us that in this particular bungalow, the supply is coming to two different distribution boards. So whether the distribution boards are going to be single-phase distribution board or three-phase distribution board, I just want to show you the demonstration so that whether you are a beginner or you want to update, you don't make a mistake in your supply. Here we have this cutout. This is the first cutout for the first apartment. This is the second cutout for the second apartment. And here in this apartment, you see the changeover. This is a single phase changeover, which is the night switch changeover. This is another changeover for this particular apartment. And remember, I showed you this in order to demonstrate to you the kind of changeover we are using. The three-phase changeover, if you are using the three-phase changeover, that means you want to use a three-phase generator, and that of the three-phase changeover, if you want to watch it, you check our previous video. The link is in the description of this particular tutorial video, so make sure you watch it in order to grab that knowledge. In that case, you have to put, after putting the three-phase changeover, you also put the fuse switch gear before you get to your three-phase DB. That is the difference between this single one and the three-phase. So let's continue with the connection. Here we have connected to this particular changeover, and I want you to take note of this. In the connection, it's assumed that the fuse or the fuses have not been connected. The fuses have not been connected. So the fuses should not determine when light goes to this other cutout. So of course, this other cutout should be connected without getting to the fuses. So here we are going to connect this. This is the first one. This is the first one. This is another one coming. This is another one coming. Then this one will be the third one. This is the third one. So the three of them are traveling. So let's say the first one enters here, the second one goes there, the third one comes in here. So the three of them have been supplied to this particular cutout. Then our neutral will go to the neutral link. Look at our neutral. The neutral will go to the neutral link. And when you supply this neutral, look at the neutral. The neutral will come up to the neutral link. This is the neutral link, and from this particular point, it will also travel to this other neutral link. Make sure that each time you are connecting this cutout and this cutout, make sure they are close to each other so that you don't waste the cable, because if they are far apart, it will take more of your cable. Now, we are going to connect to the single phase changeover, which is the night switch changeover. Here now, we are going to continue with our connection. This is the neutral. The neutral will come from here. This is the neutral link. This is the neutral link. The neutral will come to the neutral termination point. And this neutral will take from here to the neutral termination point, which is here. Pay close attention. Don't allow anything to distract you. So here now we are going to look at our phase, the three phase. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Now we're going to loop. We're going to loop this to this, loop this to this, and take 1. that one you take will come to this point. The same thing goes here. You are going to loop this to this, this to this, and you take one. Most often, you see that there will be current in the three of them, but one is always higher. So if you want to take any of them, you can change your fuse from here to here. So let's assume we are taking from here. Let's take from here to this point. Remember, this is the supply, and under it will be the supply for generator, right? So here we'll do the same thing. We can take from here, to supply to this changeover. From here, I'll be connected to that point. So now we're going to connect our load. This is our load. Since this one is neutral, this particular line, this particular terminal is going to be neutral. And this one is the life, the phase, the phase. Here will be phase as well. Let me correct something. Here will be reg. Here will be reg. Here will be reg to show it is life, and the other one is neutral. So let's continue. Here we are going to continue with this. Remember, I told you in our previous video that this particular consumer unit is a single phase consumer unit, or a single phase DB. And this single phase DB, this is how it is manufactured. It is manufactured in such a way that the neutral terminal, or the neutral bar, is here, while the at bar or the at termination points are under or below. Then this switch is the MCB, the main circuit breaker. It has other circuit breakers. Let me show you. Here are other circuit breakers. Let's say this is a single phase 4-way DB. This is a 4-way DB, meaning that we have 4 circuit breakers. Here also, let's assume we have the same thing here. In this manner, this is our neutral. This is the at. Here, the neutral is connected. Both of them you can connect from under. You don't connect from the top. You connect from under. Here is the live, here is the neutral. And this switch here is a double pole switch, such that each time you switch it off, the neutral and the live will be off completely. So here, when you connect your neutral will get to this point where you can connect your neutral wires. Then here, the live is connected to these circuit breakers. It's connected to the circuit breakers where you connect your red. For instance, let me use one of these to show us what I mean. Here, this represents the night switch changeover. Now, this night switch changeover is where we connect this red. This red will come here, while the black, the neutral, is the neutral. The neutral will enter from here. And at this point, let's assume that you have a socket that is coming. Let me use a socket for instance. If we have a socket, this is a socket installed in the building. So each of the wires will be connected to the DB. And as they are coming to the DB, this is the black is coming. This is the red coming. This is the earth wire coming. So this earth wire will be connected to this bar meant for earth. The red will locate one of the circuit breakers. Let's say this circuit breaker to connect to the circuit breaker. Then the neutral will locate the neutral bar. Look at the neutral. The neutral will enter. It will locate the neutral bar. That is how it is connected. What we have just done is we've taken the supply to the DB and the DB to all the circuits. So continuing with this demonstration, here we have this. Our red will also travel the same way to this point where it will connect to the single phase DB. The neutral, our neutral will travel to this point, just the same way we did it here. Another thing you don't want us to omit is the earth, the connection of the earth. Now, look at the grounding. We have connected this. All you need to do is just to locate this point. There is a place where there is a particular termination point for this earth bar where you terminate it, and from here, if you like, from here you can take this one, then locate this particular point. Locate this point where you need to connect this. So if the connection is meant for the changeover, which is a 3-phase changeover, there is a provision meant for that particular changeover where you also connect your earth. In that case, what you need to do is this. Let's assume this is the changeover switch. This one is for 3-phase. Then in this manner, there is a provision here for your earth. The earth cable should not enter into the enclosure. It is only here in the DB, whether the DB is a single phase DB or 3-phase DB, that is where you connect it. It will go into the enclosure. There is a provision made for it, but this changeover switch gear is for this 3-phase. Then there is a provision for it where you put your earth. Unlike this, the knife switch changeover doesn't have a provision for that. Then if you are also connecting, because if this DB is a 3-phase DB, that means you are going to make use of this 3-phase changeover as well as the fuse switch gear. The fuse switch gear, let me show you. You make use of both of these gadgets. This one is a fuse switch gear. Try and watch the previous video. That's why you'll see all this. This is a fuse switch gear. Don't be confused. The other one is a 3-phase changeover, while this one is a fuse switch gear. It's only for the 3-phase, where the neutral connector can either be here or here. But take note that the earth will not enter into this enclosure as well. What it does is that there is a provision here where you connect your earth. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to end this video here. If you have watched this video up to this point, you like what we are doing here, why not give us a thumbs up? You can share with other people, let them see what we are doing. Subscribe with the click of the notification bell so that you don't miss the upcoming video. Of course, we'll be posting regularly this time around, so if you have any comments, you have questions, you have suggestions, you can also suggest. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.